headlights never seem to change. Day in and day out, they always stay the same. Concrete's growing, the city's moving in, and there's progress for progress' sake. They think they know what's best for us and how to change our backwards ways. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. The men that died, gave their lives, knew what they were fighting for. Sacrifice and innocence left on a foreign shore. These colors still fly here high and proud, the red, the white, the blue. If you think they're coming down, I got some news for you. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. From sea to shining sea, there's still a lot of good old boys like me. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure we're thankful for everything we have. Love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool rag. Way out here, we still stand for the flag.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Mic in hand, ready for deployment. Podcast feels heavy as the ointment. Veteran tales straight from the trenches. Pop culture splices, pulling down the fences. HomeFront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. HomeFront Sitrep, voices from the fight. Veterans sharing dark, stepping into light. Real life saga, not some fairy tale. Truth and resilience, never gonna fail. HomeFront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Legacy 11X, story of Marines. Army anecdotes, Gulf War scenes. Vietnam echoes, Desert Storm sounds. Podcast chronicles, glory and bounds. HomeFront Sitrep, honesty is core. Veterans laying bare what they endure. From the front sidelines to the homebound grief. Episodes of grit, grind through the grief.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. Hopefully, everybody is doing good and you had a good week. Gunny is in DC right now. He just sent me a picture of him and the wife getting ready to go to this gala tonight for Soldiers to Sidelines, where Gunny will be getting an award. That's friggin' phenomenal that he's getting an award up there. But he sent me a video earlier. My wife told him that when he goes to DC to try to sit in Abe's lap, and sent me a video of him in front of Abe Lincoln's memorial up there, and he said there's nobody around for me to ask to sit on Abe's lap. So it was a little funny joke. I sent it to my wife. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing all right. All the people out there on TikTok land, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, wherever else we might be, LinkedIn, wherever else we might be going live at. Hopefully everybody had a good week. So yesterday we didn't have an episode because my daughter's 18th birthday was yesterday. So please say a prayer for me because next year she'll be going off to EKU for college. Yeah, so please say a prayer. And then my youngest will be graduating next year. So hey, say a prayer. And Lita is in chat right now on TikTok saying it's not about me, but it's all about connections. And I wanted her on here as well. But it is what it is. If she don't want to come up because she don't want to show her pretty face, then that's on her. So anyway, tonight we're doing an open veteran forum. I got 4 guys that are going to be joining me. I got Sam with Black Dog Community, which is a episode we did a while back. We got Andrew Prater, aka Stalls, who is with VBC or VB 422, Veteran Bikers 422. JJ Hardy, he's going to come on and talk about his podcast, and then we got James with American Heroes and Beyond, or Heroes of America and Beyond. Yeah, something like that. My brain's lost at the present moment in time. Hey, that design looks familiar. Yes. And I am wearing, let's see, we get a better view, 22 a Day by Miss Cade with the Black Dog Community. And I will be posting that link in chat. Let me do, what's going on, Craig Murphy? How are you, sir? So if you want this, let's see. If you want to buy this shirt, which it'll help support Sam's mission at Black Dog Community, I will put the link over here in the other chats. Sorry, TikTok, I can't put it in there, but Cade can post the link for me there in TikTok. Just click on that link right there. I just put it in chat, and I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. With Heroes Media Group 22 too many printify.me. Go there. You can order this shirt. On the front, you can see the design on the front. On the back, it's got 22 a day on the back in American with the American flag in the inset of it. So definitely go check it out, everybody. But otherwise, hopefully everybody had a great week. I know we did here, and I'm starting the week off now. Today's Monday, and I'm sitting in the office being bored all day today. And tomorrow, I think I'm actually getting ready to go back out in the field. So I'm super excited about that. But it is what it is. So let's bring the gentleman up to the show. Sam, welcome. Andrew, welcome. JJ, welcome, and let's bring James up. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you guys?
What's up?
Fantastic.
I'm here, so it can't be bad.
Roger that. Roger that. All right. So today is Monday. So how was your last week up until today? How was that? We'll start with Sam. Sam, how was your week?
It was rough, but we got through it.
Awesome. So your challenge, with your pie in the face challenge, how's that going?
So I am still waiting on the 2 people that I had challenged for February. Both of them are very busy people, so whether or not they get it done, I've already been telling everybody that, I'm still going to be getting the pie in the face for the entire 22-hour live. It doesn't matter to me whether I get it. Just trying to get the people involved is what I want to get forward. So
there you
but
go. So I contacted. So I challenged 2 people because I did mine. Gunny already did his. And then Jack Bob with Triple Threat Vets podcast, he hadn't done his yet, and I was like, so I messaged him. I said, "Hey, what's up with your pie in the face challenge?" Said you haven't done it yet. He goes, "Yeah, that's due to laziness on my part." So he hasn't done it, but hopefully he'll do it so I can post it. And if let's see, do I still have Gunny's video in here? I do. So if you missed Gunny's pie in the face, let's show it.
My name is Samuel Deeds. I am the co-host for the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. I was challenged by our host, David Willis, to take a pie to the face for Mission 22. Ever since Willis challenged me last week, the boys have been chomping at the bit to see which one of them is going to get to do it. So here we go. A little Rochambeau to see who gets the pie dag. Beautiful. 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 I challenge my teammate, Matt Miller from Team Fast Tracks, and my friend Ferd Lohman to take a pie to the face for Mission 22. You have to the end of March. You two will take and then challenge 2 veterans of your choice.
I still laugh every time I see that video because
dude, same.
His boys could not wait.
Oh yeah, they could not wait at all, and it was like what, and you could hear how hard it hit, even though he threw it at him, it still hit him with some force. Oh man, it was lovely.
I love how his kid snapped him back.
Oh yeah,
he snapped his kid back. Is what I meant to say.
Yeah, well, he got both of them actually. So the one that he got back outside on the video is not the one that pied him. So he got the youngest one first, and then when the oldest one came in, Sam, you could see in the ring video camera that he sent me that he was standing off to the side, and he gets him as soon as he walks in the door. So it was friggin' amazing. All right, let's move on to Mr. Andrew. Andrew, how was things for your week?
Man, last week was it was a long week. But other than that, I mean, great. We at Veteran Bikers for 22 a day, we finally solidified our board. We had our first board meeting on February 22nd, which ironically it was on the 22nd. We're about 22 a day, but it was coincidental. Like we were going to do it this coming weekend, but a lot of us are going to be out of town for an event, so we moved it up one week, and it just happened to be on the 22nd. So I believe there's a higher power involved with that, but all in all, really, really good week. We're filing all the paperwork we've got to file for our 501c status. So really good week.
Awesome. So if some bikers out there want to check and see where they can go look and see what you guys have planned, where can they go?
So you can go to bb422.com. We have the event posted on our events page on the website. If you want a detailed route of where it's going to be, stay tuned. We're still working out all of the final details for the ride. But right now it's 6 days, 7 states, 2,267 miles. We're going to be stopping in various cities throughout the Southeast, spreading awareness, raising funds for a family or families that have been affected by 22 a day, and also sharing resources where veterans can go and get in touch with somebody if they need help. And I think that's the key is giving the resources to those veterans who are in need.
Heck yeah. No, that's awesome. I can't wait for y'all to show up here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I get to meet you and the fellas and everybody else that's involved, and hopefully we can put on a good show for you here in the Louisville area. Get a band playing. And do you know how long you're going to stay in Louisville? I think you're going to stay overnight, right?
Right, yeah. So Louisville is the second stop on our 6 day adventure. It'll be an overnight stay. We'll probably get into Louisville sometime around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Just depending on how traffic and weather and other um various items, I guess. Depending, obviously, if we hit traffic or a bike breaks down, we got to stop for other reasons. But hopefully, 4:30 to 5 o'clock, we'll be there. We'll go until Harley Davidson says, "Hey, the event's over with," and yeah, then we'll start back up the next morning, which I believe is a Sunday morning, and then we'll head on to Memphis, which is the third stop on our 6 day trip.
Heck yeah, man, that's friggin' awesome. No, I'm super excited. So overall, it's like 2,200 and some change in mileage overall,
Right.
correct?
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
And we wanted to do a 2,200 mile ride. Obviously, everything our organization does is about symbolism and raising awareness. So 2,200 miles. If you go to our website and you want to donate, it defaults to 22. So it's symbolism. It's trying to keep it fresh on everybody's mind because this is such a hot button topic and it's very important. It's near and dear to, I'm pretty sure, everybody, especially on tonight's podcast, heart, and very near and dear to my heart. So,
Awesome. Hello, Miss Lita.
Oh,
Welcome.
shit.
Hi.
I think the world just ended because she jumped on here.
I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here.
I know why you're here. I know
Yes,
why.
I got yelled at in the background that I had to join in. So yeah, hi.
She made a dramatic entrance at the last second.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You
So
know me.
so Stalls, talk about your collaboration with Miss Lita, because didn't it just drop today?
it did. So Lita has been super helpful, helping us get a lot of things set up. One of those things being some apparel. It's on her website, Unhinged Empowerment. You can go. It's the VB422 collection. The link is in my bio on TikTok. It's in Lita's link in her bio. So go there. All the money that is, all the proceeds that are made from that are going to go to VB422 and our cause. So if you guys want a really cool, I mean, she came up with some really cool t-shirt designs, some cups, there's some flags in there. I believe there's a hoodie or two, which I'm a hoodie guy. I wear hoodies when I ride, so I'm definitely going to have a couple of those. So yeah, if you guys want some really awesome merch, go to Unhinged Empowerment VB422 collection and get your apparel.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, Miss Lita, welcome to the show. I know I already said that once, but I'm saying it again because now it's your turn to talk
Oh
about
boy.
yourself.
Hi. So I'm Lita. I am the owner of Unhinged Empowerment. It started off as an apparel line that was built by the veteran community that I am around on TikTok. That's where it started. It literally came off of a crazy idea on one of my nighttime lives. Everything at that point in time, when it came about a year ago, was very stagnant in the veteran community. Everything was just kind of a little dull and lackluster. And we wanted to do more in helping each other, whether it was financially or building a community and all of that. So, Unhinged Empowerment came about. And my real job in my real life, I am a graphics designer, I'm a website builder. I do coding and all of that stuff. So, I just took everything I know and I put it into this apparel store. 100% of the proceeds from the apparel store went back to helping veterans, whether it was with bills or they needed medical help or whatever. And it was really more of just building the community around the store and it being able to be utilized whenever needed in any way. So it was very unhinged. It was off cuff, veteran apparel. We're all really fucking blunt people. And that's what you got on this apparel. It was very in your face, blunt things. It was amazing. Everybody loved it. All the sayings on it were actually sayings from people of the community. So it was great. They enjoyed everybody. I feel that was a part of it, felt like they owned a piece of it. And it was really awesome to see everybody come together and wanting to be a part of it, sending me ideas, picking things up off of lives. It was just a lot of fun to do. And then we were able to Unhinged Empowerment as a community, we were able to produce a live concert on TikTok. It was called the Vet Aid Benefit Concert. And basically, we were able to bring in some artists that came in and played with us their music for us because of our mental or physical dynamics as veterans. We can't go out and do things like we once could or never got the chance to due to our term in service and all the stuff that comes along with PTSD and depression and everything else that comes, especially the anxiety and everything that comes with us. But that doesn't mean we stop doing things.
Right.
We just do them differently. And I really wanted to prove that we can do that. And I wanted the time this came about, it was Suicide Awareness and Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we really were pushing, I was pushing with Unhinged the fact that we're all aware. We're all aware of the 22 a day. And the awareness is great. It is a great thing to be aware, but it falls off with the action. Where's our
Yeah.
accountability of being aware of the 22 a day? What are we doing? And one of the main things that I, started asking my fellow brotherhood and everybody was, well, what do you do? What makes you different? What makes you still here? What makes you not be a part of the statistics? Share what's working for you, whether it's bladesmithing, whether it's coins, whether it's building a community, whether it's podcasting. What are you doing in your day to day, biking, any of it? Like, what are you doing that helps you get through your time for you and pulls you out of your tough spots? And the first number one thing that everybody always said was music. But being able to enjoy things like others, it doesn't happen all the time. But music is a huge tool that we utilize because what we have up here, we don't come out here the right way. It's very hard for us to connect the words to our emotions and our feelings that we don't have in house because we're veterans. We don't have feelings. So it through the music, we can usually tell each other where we're at in our headspace. So you ever listen to what somebody's listening to, you could basically pick up where they're at and what's going on with them in their head. So that's where the Vet Aid Benefit concert came about. It was an amazing freaking night. We had some really amazing dedicated artists. We had 18 that came through that played. It was about an 8-hour live, I think.
Oh,
We
yeah.
went all night long. We had over 30,000 people come through the live throughout the night.
Holy jeez.
It was just awesome. For me personally, the best thing for me that came out of it was really a turn of the times when it came to the veteran community and this app, TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok, I've been a part of the veteran community in TikTok for about 5 years almost now. And there was a really dark side of it that came about. It was a lot of king of the mountain type of mindsets between organizations, people, and veterans, veteran on veteran attacks, and things like that. That just nobody was helping any situation. Nobody was actually moving forward with anything. Um, but the Vetted concert for me, I mean, I had people that led communities or organizations that I never thought I would see them talking to each other. Meanwhile, they're rucking it up like they're in the fucking smoke pit with each other during the live. And watching them all just put their shit to the side and know that we were here for one mission and one mission only. And that was the most amazing thing. And I feel like it's been a constant reminder every day going into Vet Nation's lives, going into Black Dog community, in the VBs, and Stalls' lives, talking with James every day, being here on the podcast, just watching everybody come together finally and that camaraderie come back and that understanding. We're all different. We're, yes, we're veteran. We get that. Like we all house that badge of honor, but we're human beings. Shit that works for me won't work for him. Shit that I can talk a certain way with this one, I can't do that with that one. We're all still human beings underneath it all. We all have our likes, our dislikes. We're not going to like and love everybody or tolerate everybody. So there has to be as many places and as many communities. The more, the merrier. And that's
Yeah.
really what has grown out of all this. And I am so excited to be a part of it. Um, but Unhinged Empowerment has had a facelift due to the TikTok shutdown. It has completely changed over. I shut down my end of the store. There's no longer an Unhinged Empowerment store line. I have given it fully over to the communities. So I basically am a motor pool. I'm a one-stop shop for all veteran businesses, organizations, communities. I have social media creator page there. You can find all the different platforms that they are on, all the businesses that are veteran, either veteran run or give back to the veteran community or military communities. All the organizations that are veteran or military community run, and all their platforms and where you can find them if this ever shuts down as far as TikTok went. I build Discord communities for different people that are looking to run a community. I help get them set up. That was a huge, I mean, gosh, how like 7 days straight, I was just nonstop building Discords because we were all panicking. We didn't want to lose the connection because that's where it starts. It starts with bringing back the connections with us personally and us as communities and all of us working together. And that was very much showcased when we thought we were losing TikTok,
Oh yeah.
because there's people that are just the ones that watch, that
Oh
just
yeah.
listen to us as the
Well,
noise that they need in their head through the day, that
so
like to hear when we're bantering.
prime example of that is there's a guy that I work with. He was in the live in Vet Nation's live earlier today. It's Line Dad 6 on TikTok. He's
Hmm.
he's a Coast Guard veteran. Me and him, I know him very well, like very well. And I hadn't seen him at work in a while, and at first I didn't recognize who it was when he was chatting in the text on TikTok, and then I got I started messaging around to find out who it is, and he's like, "Man, it's me," and I was like, "Oh man, where you been at?" And I'm not going to tell his story. Let's just put it this way: he's off on benefits right now, and I told him, I said, "Hey, you need to come in to the live tomorrow or the next day and get on there and tell your story because he's going through it right now." And I told him, I said, "Hey, if you need anything, call me." I said, "I'm right here," because he's one of my, put it this way, he was my vice president of AT&T Veterans Kentucky. So that's how close we are. I mean, he's my good friend. And what he's going through right now, if you're out there and you're the praying type, just say a prayer for him, because he could use it right now. Him and his family. His daughter is at EKU or WKU right now, and she's going to be in the military once she gets done with college. His son is in the ROTC program, so very. Of course, he was a coastie. I'm not going to knock the coasties, but he's still a good friend of mine. He still signed his name on that dotted line, and so say a prayer for him. Hopefully, he'll come into TikTok, Vet Nation's live or Sam's live, uh, and he said he's been watching in the background. He said he hadn't said anything. He might chat in the chat every now and then, but he really hadn't said anything. I said, "Well, you need to. You need to be," because he said this morning in the live. What really struck me was like I really needed this live today.
I saw that.
That's that's what struck me. And I was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Who is this?" So right now I'm going to give a shout out to Martin Ty Cobb. He is one of the hosts of Triple Threat Vets podcast. Army veteran, 20 plus years in the Army. So give a shout out to him. Brian Roof, every day's a Saturday, USMC veteran, super cool cat. And then Richard LaMonica is Rich LaMonica from the Misfit Nation show. So I want to give him a good shout out. And then Michael Skaggs as well. So I want to give them a shout out. And then all the people on TikTok, just want you guys to know on TikTok that the people on the screen right now can't really see you guys in TikTok unless they're on TikTok, like Stalls is on his other device. So they can't really see your comments. I'll read them as I see them coming through. Like Samantha Bassett said, much love to you all. So Samantha, I know your story. I want to have you on the podcast to have your story as well. because I think it needs to get out there. Freedom Forge, I said you all are amazing. And we even got to two other guests on here. But music does heal the soul, Lita. I was there during the Vet Aid Live, and just seeing the different acts, between Lewis Coleman and everybody else that was coming in. It was amazing. We put on every year we put on so this year will be our fourth year, our veteran and first responder suicide awareness concert. And we do it random months, just depending on weather, location, and everything like that. And we do 12 hours of music. We started like either 11 a.m., go to 11 p.m. or 12.
I didn't have enough C4 and coffee for that.
Yeah. So yeah, music does heal, and you're right, because if I'm in a great mood, I might be listening to country, reggaeton, or something that's just upbeat. But if I'm in a peed off mood, man, I'm throwing on some White Zombie or some Machine Head, something like that, depending on what mood I'm in. So
100%. And
So-
I do crisis counseling, and I work with a lot of couples. And the first thing I tell the wives is watch your man's body language and listen to what music he's listening to. You want to hear him, you want to know where his head's at. Those two things are the biggest. You're not going to hear it from his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. We're not going to hear it from the mouth. They're not like us. But you watch their body language and you listen to the music that they're listening to at the time. And you're going to figure out where they're at.
Yeah. Now, in my situation, my wife controls the radio, so I have to listen to what she's playing. She won't let me control it.
You got to give up a little bit of that control. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. So Ty says different tunes for different moods. Yeah. I agree with it.
Oh, 100%.
All right, Mr. James, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you a little bit, brother.
Wow. Where do I start? No, when you were talking about what you do, just to relax and just get through the day. When I get stressed or I get overworked or just my mind is going, because most of you know now, I think that I tried 3 times. The last time was about 14 years ago. And what I found is just keeping my mind occupied with things other than worry and stress. And so what I got into recently is designing challenge coins. Last I looked, I started with a couple safety coins for my company that I work for, and then it's gone on to veterans. Thank you for your service coins. So I'm at my work, I'm doing my job, and if I'm starting to think about something else, I'm thinking about what's the next coin design I can do. Yeah, that's the very first coin I came up with 2 years ago.
Let me see if I can get a good shot of it.
And so I started doing that, and it's just blossomed. And then through visiting Black Dogs Lives and visiting Vet Nations Lives and meeting the people that I've been able to meet, doing your when I did your podcast, what, a couple 3 weeks ago? Yeah. I was put in touch with I did his podcast, and the following week, one of the founders from Four Branches Bourbon was on, and he mentioned about doing a 250-year coin for the services this year. And I was like, oh, shit. I started typing in there, and Willis mentioned me and put me in contact with him. And we designed a coin, and we went through like 8 revisions, but he finally decided he picked it. I put him in contact with the company that I've been using, and I'm just going to say right now. Originally, he was talking about 750 to 1,000, and then he said, "Well, we're going to do 2,000." I just found out from the coin company, maybe they shouldn't have told me, but he's looking at 3,000 now. They're going to order possibly 3,000 of the coin that I designed for him.
That's awesome, brother.
That's awesome.
I did another coin for, I don't know if you've all heard, for Run for the Wall. They start in California. They go to the Vietnam Memorial. They have 4 routes, but the main routes are northern, middle, and southern route. The 4th platoon leader, the fourth platoon leader of the southern route, contacted me through TikTok, through Cowboy, which most of you might know, and I designed a coin for them, and he bought 200 of my design through that company. So I'm gonna announce something now that you guys are gonna be the first to hear this. So in the last month and a half, I've referred a little over $11,000 in orders to this company.
Damn.
I was working with, I saw, and my boss in my company said, dude, I wish you could sell like that for us. A couple months back, me and Sam were going over his coin design, and we went through a bunch of revisions. We finally got it right. And this is what I'm going to say, because of the amount of orders that just because of what I've ordered from them and what other people have ordered from them, they're going to do Sam's coin at cost.
Oh, wow.
So the general is, they're going to do his first 100 coins at cost. This is the first time anybody's ever heard this, Sam. So where it would have been about $1,000, $1,100
for
for
the first time Sam's heard it.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah.
No, Sam hasn't. Because Sam hasn't heard this. Nobody else has heard this before. Because I was talking to the coin company today, and where the first 100 coins, because of all the mold fees, will run you about $1,100.
Yeah,
that's their retail, but they're going to do it at cost, and we're working out. I'm guessing it's going to be below 500 is what the cost is going to be.
That's fire.
So
that's awesome.
That's just and they're doing that for me because of what I've been able to do and the purchases I've made, and so it's for me paying it forward to somebody else. And it's just my way of saying love you, Sam, and appreciate you and what you do.
Well, that guy. You know that guy right there, right? They're just up on the screen right now.
Steve Kinsley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does the Purple Heart cruises, I believe.
Warrior Honor.
Yeah.
Cruise. What's going on, Steve?
And Vet doesn't even know about this yet, Sam. So I just found this out a couple hours ago.
Well, Vet Nation knows now because he's in the TikTok chat.
I know nothing.
Hey, Vet. Oh, hold on. Got to do this for him.
I don't even know what you want to even say. I mean,
it must have been from those amazing emails that you write now.
So guys, if you're out there and you want a coin from James, so he's got the one that I showed you. He's got this wonderful dog tag coin that's awesome. I'm trying to get it where it's not a glare.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'm going to show these other coins because I know there's people in chat that's probably going to be hitting you up and say, hey, I'd like to have some coins. So I'm going to show the coins that you have.
And what Willis is showing that, I mean, those coins, that is a veteran's coin, the one I have. I've got maybe 100 of those left. But what I do is, I get people that want me to help them design the coin. They give me their ideas and I'll run through it. It's like Sam already had his logo and we just did some revisions, but I'll run through it and I'll send it off. The revisions are free. They don't charge for the revisions. Matter of fact, the bourbon company, he was like, well, what can we do for you? I said, dude, just give me 2 coins. That's all I want. Matter of fact, I sent you a bunch of those, didn't I?
Yes, I have a bunch. Actually, I've been giving out a bunch. I don't have a bunch left. I gave out.
Well, I just sent the last 40 of them to Kashi for her event coming up.
Yeah.
I sent her a bunch of those, and then I sent her a bunch of the veterans coins. And that's just that's just me. I've had people tell me, you should start charging for your time, and it's what I do for my therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's helping, it's like, I talked to veteran biker here, and your event's coming up, what, in 26?
Yeah. 2026.
Yeah. I think we already talked about work with him to get a coin design for that. We've got time to do it. There's just some specifics I need, and I'll DM you later about what I need from it, like all the cities you're going to stop in and stuff like that. But that's just what I enjoy doing. And I don't do it to make the money. I don't do it to do that. It's therapy for me. And then it's like helping Sam out because now he's going to get those and do that. It's like Vet Nation's coins. It was his design. I just took that design, got his permission, and I had those coins made for him.
Heck yeah.
So he can do that.
That's awesome.
That's just I don't know what to say. That's just what I do. It's what I love to do.
So if somebody wants to get a coin from you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can just email me. And it's heroes of America and Beyond. Or no, Heroes of America Beyond at gmail.com. Heroes is HEROS. The second E got left out because my dumbass can't type. So it's HEROS America Beyond at gmail.com.
And if anybody needs it and don't have, just contact me and I can give it to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and he's also on the website for Unhinged Empowerment. He's listed under the businesses, so you can find him there. It links you straight to his email and all of his stuff.
Yeah, it's like I said, if
give that website out, Lita.
Unhingedempowerment.com.
Unhingedempowerment.com. Go check it out.
Yeah. And like I said,
everybody in here, yeah, I got all y'all up in there.
And like you said, if you want a coin design, the minimum is 100 because it just makes it cost effective. But you just let me know what you're looking at, what you're thinking about, and I have ordered so much from this company, and it's amazing because Rick was like surprised. He said, "Hey, let's change this," and I'd have the revision back to him in 3 hours. Because when I call this company and I email them, they're like, "Oh, James, let's get on this," and they get it done for me. Because I'm not their biggest customer, but as far as a single person, I've probably ordered with these orders close to 20,000 in the last year and a half.
And you're getting ready to switch over to a new company too, correct?
I am Valor Coins, which is a veteran-owned company. I'm having them redo my company coin with the logo on there that Bree helped with. And then the stuff on the back, that's going to be the first coin. I'm really excited about them because one, their prices are better. But what I found out is they use the same factory that the company I currently use, All About Challenge Coins, uses. So they can do the exact. They can use the exact same. They can do the exact same thing.
Yep.
At about 40% cheaper. So I mean, and the idea with that is I'm ordering the first coin to make sure I like it and it's really nice, and if it is, it's going to be perfect. And the idea, the tagline we're going to use, and I think I ran this by you, Willis, is designed by a veteran, which is me, made by veterans, which is them, for veterans, which is you guys. And so
there's a question here. William Stevens says, "How much is the overall mold for the coin to be made, and then where are they shipped out of?" So it depends on what company, William Stevens. So I know, sorry, Valor Coins and Pins, it's $99 for the front and $99 for the back for the mold. Other companies charge, that's where they get you. Other companies charge out the wazoo for the mold, even though they don't need to. So it just depends on where you go. I know Valor Coins and Pins, with theirs being $99 for the front, $99 for the back. And then that's yours for the lifetime as long as you keep ordering through them. You don't have to get a new mold made.
Yeah, you own the mold. And that's the basic mold. If you want a 3D mold, that's more money on top of it. Yeah, so it's like the Marine Corps 250-year Marine Corps mold coin that I'm doing this year. It's an exact replica of the Iwo Jima Memorial. It's 2¼ inches tall by 2¼ inches wide. The soldiers, or the Marines and the corpsmen, because I keep getting corrected on this, are 3D on the front of it with the rocks. And then the coloring, they use the special UV printing to do the coloring. Just with all the molds, the first 100 coins for that coin is costing me $18 per coin. Okay. Now the molds and fees with the one with I haven't got I've sent the same requests off to Valor, so I'm waiting to find out what it's going to cost me there. But about 700 of that is just the mold fees, the 3D molds, the UV printing, and all that other stuff. It can get expensive, and unfortunately, they're all shipped from overseas. They can make them in-house, but they can't get, there's just some things they can't do in-house in the States, and they're more expensive to do.
Right. Stalls Vet says his brother wants to possibly join your ride. So just giving you a heads up there. All right, let's move on to Mr. JJ, the coach.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, brother.
Well, thank you. This is only the second time I've been live where somebody could see my face. I know I've been on Black Dog stuff a couple times, but you know, either I can't figure it out, or maybe I have to have 500 followers on TikTok before I can show my face on there. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm kind of new to the TikTok thing.
Right. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, JJ.
Well, I do a few things. I have a business called Victory Leadership Coaching. I started that because I noticed that no companies do leadership training, so I started off with some new manager stuff. I started doing that. I have a podcast and a couple other shows that I do that are just live streaming. My podcast, it's recently been rebranded from Victory Leaders Lounge to the Warrior Vetrepreneur podcast. And I'm going to be, I mean, it's in the name. I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of vetrepreneurs. Historically, I email anybody who has had a business. I want to inspire people to, no matter what you're doing now, you can go out and accomplish anything. And I think it's important to spread that message, and especially veterans. I think that we are our worst enemies, and we sell ourselves short, and we have the ability to do the same things that we had the ability to do once before, but it's like we lose our identity when we separate from the military and go off in the civilian world, and that's not necessary.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, James, I had to mute you because the noise was coming through.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
So did Adam ever get back with you after I connected you and Adam?
No.
Okay,
no.
So we need to make sure because he's a busy man, I'll resend that email so he can get connected with you with Heroes Media Group. So I recently was on JJ's podcast, and I'm gonna have JJ on for another episode when later on where it's just him, so we can focus on everything that he's doing. And I invited JJ into Vet Nations and got him involved there because I want him to have a semblance of what I had when I came into Vet Nations lives and that community, because he was like, hey, I'm new to TikTok, can you help me out? And I'm like, sure, let's get you connected. And that's what I love about this community with Vet Nations and Black Dog and Lita and James and Stalls with VB422. It's just we built this community with Aloha Ames and Samantha and 22 Too Many, who's lighting up the chat right now and on TikTok. The community is amazing. So if you've never utilized TikTok because you were afraid that, like Lita was saying earlier, about the negative side of TikTok where veterans were fighting veterans, within the last 2 years, Lita, that change has come about where everybody's wanting to work together.
I think really in the last year, it has really done a 180. And we've really seen communities coming together. We've seen consistency with the organization leads, and the change of the narrative from the king of the mountain to, hey, no, we're all going to get in the trenches on the bottom of the mountain and delete it that way. And we're going to work together doing it. And they're sharing what they're doing with each other. They're pushing each other. They're doing it all. And the communities are combined, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing to watch.
I think what made that change was all of us small people, not the big name groups, but all of us small people combining together and making that change. And the big people or the big dogs are saying, oh, what they're doing is working. We need to come aboard.
I think there was a time of wait, and that's that stagnant moment where like I came out with we and things. I think there was a time of wait that was happening, and now I think a lot of the bigger creators were waiting to see if it really was going to work and if it was going to last. But I know a lot of them wanted it, and that's why I brought them together and said, hey, watch this, come check out That Nation, look what this dude is doing. Like, we got to push him. Like, look at this. Come watch Black Dog. Come. And I bring him in. Because I've known him so long. And I'll be like, yo, you have to check this dude out. I had Smash Ohana come in, which blew That Nations away. I mean, you're talking about a dude that has a 1.4 million followers. And he came in and he couldn't get enough of it. He still sits and listens and watches because he enjoys it. Not
Wow, that was so good. She blanked right out.
Yeah, she blanked herself out. Where'd you go, Lita? Come back. Come back.
She went boom, gone.
She genieing herself out. She's like, did she wiggle her nose? What happened, Lita? Come back.
Well, I mean, towards the one thing I think that Leah said is that, yeah, I mean, that's why for her, for how many years she's been on TikTok and how many years I've been on TikTok, I never had anything inside my bio whatsoever saying veteran. Because how many times I kept on seeing pretty much the entire veteran community start going after each other. I didn't want to put my name in there because, well, first of all, I don't want to be, having to sit there and get attacked for no reason just because I'm a veteran. Number two, we're supposed to be leaders, not bosses, leaders in our community. And how can we be a leader if we're the ones who are sitting there going, let's be the attack dogs? That makes no sense whatsoever. We were all supposed to be like the military had for us. It doesn't matter what branch we were in. We all came together at the end of the day as a family and made sure that we were here for the family and for actually the family of the families. And if we decide to be individuals, that's why you always hear, so the military, all the time for people sitting there going, hey, hero, here's scumbag. Be like, well, you're being individual. Stop being individual. Start being part of the team.
Yeah, when I first got on TikTok, everybody's like, "Oh, don't show that you're a veteran. Don't have a flag in the background. Don't do this." And honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I've been on TikTok now for maybe a year. Maybe a year, and I've had maybe one or two people come in and say, say some stupid stuff like, "Oh, what is this, stolen valor?" or something of that nature, and I just ignored them and I let them go to the wayside, and I didn't even worry about it. I didn't even focus on it. And then finding your community, Sam, then finding Vet Nations, and then finding everybody else that was involved in that. That's been a saving grace, almost, kind of to the point where I'm sharing it out with other friends and family members, and hey, you guys need to check this out, and come to find out that it's saving some of my close friends' lives because they get to go in there and watch Vet Nations live every morning. And they're sitting back in the corner lurking, in the shadows, but yet they're there every morning watching and listening to all of us talk and do the things that we do. It's amazing.
Well, you talked about, and while you're talking about that, is Vet and Black Dog, they've created the safe space for veterans or anybody associated with veterans to come and talk. And I've seen them both kick people out for trash talking veterans on these lives. And says there's no room for it. And I haven't seen Black Dog do these yet, but I know he would. But I've seen Vet do it a few times where we've had somebody from the community, brother or sister, be in some real crisis, and he stopped the live right then and there, took him over to Discord, and spent some long one-on-one time, because his thing going on with the live is not as important as if somebody's hurting and needs that time. It's amazing. He'll stop it, and I don't know. I haven't seen you do that yet, Sam, but I know you would in a heartbeat.
I've already done it one time before last week, and it doesn't matter to me, honestly, who it was. If it has to be somebody who needs help and immediately need attention, I'll just tell everybody, hey, gotta take care of something. You guys have a great day. Catch y'all tomorrow or something like that, and instantly cut it. If I got their phone numbers, some people already know inside here. Yeah, I'm gonna be blowing up your phone until you answer. So don't even dare try to hide. It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you guys. I mean, and I've seen Vet, like I think, Sam, you've had some people in your chat that will go into Discord with somebody, if they're struggling.
Oh, yeah.
I think Mumsy's one of them, and
Mama
Indy will go in there and they'll chit chat. And that's amazing that we have, those people that are willing to take time out of their day to sit and talk with somebody. And that's, to me, that's amazing that we're all working together, because I say it all the time, to end the 22, and I'm going to throw the air quotes because we know that number's not 22. We all have to work together to end that. And that's what we're seeing now. And that is phenomenal.
Well, to that whole point right there, the thing that I would say too is the one thing people don't understand for the 22 a day is if you look up something called Operation Deep Dive, it was done like a couple of years ago. They looked into it as being that 40 to 44 veterans were the ones who committed suicide every single day. What people all have said, of course, that right now it's between 58 to 60. The reason why that number has not been in the research is because the 40 to 44 were not registered. 16 to 17 is what the VA will say by having a note laid behind by the person who decided to commit suicide to be registered under that number as being a 22. The 40 to 44 a day are the ones that are not registered by substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, reckless driving, you name it. Thousands of different ways out there. Without a note leaving behind, they go into that whole category right there. So that right there is a staggering number of just veterans, not including active duty, not including Gold Star family members, not including Green Star family members, not including any kind of kids that are involved from active duty or veterans. That in itself is just one section of it. And then you've got law enforcement, fire, EMS, doctors, nurses, correction officers, all of them added into the whole first responder category because that's what we all are. We all are first responders. We want to sign that dotted line to make sure our communities and our nation were taken care of. I looked into somewhere is between 150 to 200 a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's with everything combined. That shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
That shouldn't be there even one.
Well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, James.
Oh no, I was just going to say that's going with, and I think I mentioned this to Willis. There is you've got the semicolon. I got your 6, okay, and or I got your 360. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
That's another coin design that I'm working on right now. And then another one that
we got your 360.
We got your 360, yeah. But then another one is like a couple a month ago, I failed to recognize the family members that stay behind for us. Well, what about the military service dogs? Those dogs are just as badass as everybody else. So I'm working on one of those now too. Those are going to be the next 2 coming out. I'm sorry, that's just something I was putting out there. I didn't mean to interrupt you, JJ.
No, you're good.
That's amazing, man.
No, I was just going to put out that we are all ambassadors. We're trained ambassadors for all this stuff. I mean, when we were put in the military, we went through training on how to on these ACE cards that we had to have. We were taught what to do when somebody was in trouble. Well, guess what? When people leave the military, it's even harder for them to cope than it was when they were serving. So that training still applies. If you see a fellow service member or veteran that is struggling, it doesn't change. Sit that person off to the side, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of if you have time, because guess what? That could mean that person's life if they don't have anybody to talk to. So it's the same thing. And if you got to escort them over to the VA to get some help, or escort them over to the DAV if there's a support group or a chaplain or whatever the case may be, that stuff still applies. I mean, my goodness, just because we're not in the military anymore doesn't mean you don't still take care of your battle buddy.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I loved about the Army was that we had an acronym, and I'm pretty sure Lita knows all about this. I'm pretty sure JJ, you know all about this. Leadership.
Yes.
The 7 core values right there that we hold dear and near to our hearts is what makes us leaders, not bosses, but leaders in our communities.
Yes.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what JJ was saying is there's when we get out, we lose track of the people that we served with, but we also lose that sense of community. And I think that's what Vet Nation's done really good at doing, is providing that community, providing that communication for veterans. Because let's be honest, we get out of the Army, we get into our own lives, or the military, we get into our own lives, and we lose track of the people who we served with. And then you might see him at a reunion, or you might see him at a ball if you get invited to it, or something. But let's be honest, you don't know what's going on in that person's life now. You know what they've been through, you know what they're going through, because you're going through it, but you're not strong enough to say something. And we don't say anything because of the stigma that surrounds all of this mental health and veteran suicide and things like that. But Vet Nation's done a really good job about bringing those walls down. I sat in Vet Nations for 2 months, silent, just kind of sitting there in what we like to call Section 8. And just listening, and
I use my
listening and
words.
listening to people share. Yeah, I'm using Lido's words. But listening to other people's stories and listening to people open up and listening to people tell their heart-wrenching stories, and that was enough to break my walls down so that I could share and I could give my story and hope that I reach somebody. It's amazing what Vet has done, and I applaud him 1,000 times. Applaud him for everything he's done.
Heck yeah.
See, so that's the reason why I mentioned it to Lita, and I've said it every single time, regardless of my lies or inside Vet's lies. I know she always likes to shake her head by saying that she's not the person. She is the person, because after that concert last year, even though I did my broken words and it was done for trying to get at least the attention out there inside my own community out here, she was the reason why, after that entire concert, why I've been doing it further than just me, because I'm just one individual. But what can I do to help make the community get involved more? An entire 22-hour live, that's nothing compared to, of course, what the rest of the days and what the rest of the year is going to be when there are no events going on. That's when the groundwork has to be laid to make sure that gets continued, all the rest of the community. Yeah. So when she started doing that concert, I was like, okay, cool. All right. Now I'm going to start building on it a little bit on my end to see what I can do to try to expand it out this direction as well, too. That way it's hitting every single corner we could possibly hit. So having her do it with the music part, getting 22 organizations. I don't care what they are, if they're motivational speakers, music, bladesmiths, video games, bikers, coins, podcast people. I don't care who it is. Getting every single bit of the corner out there to make sure everybody has an area to actually have the place they need to talk, vent, whatever they need to, is what we all should be doing. So even just as a small little snippet of my own end, then there we go.
And that was the whole push of the Vet Aid concert. It really started with the idea of opening our toolboxes and showing what we use to each of us in our own way of what we use to make it through our own days and our own dark days, or even our own good days, because they don't hit the same. And what we do. And I think once it was showcased on such a grand scale of the concert that we all came together, because it wasn't just me. Like, yes, I hosted it. Yes, I put my groundwork into it of what I know and I can bring to the floor. But it wasn't just me. It was all the organizations that we showcased. It was all the artists that came in and legit never at one point in time during that live made it about them.
Yeah.
It was never about them, their platform, nothing. They were just astonished that we asked them to be there. But being able to showcase that and making sure that I had people that were artists that were veteran themselves, and just being able to show people that, yeah, we don't have to like each other every single day, but for the mission, we will put that the fuck aside and we will come together and we're going to show you we can do this. This is possible. And it literally just rolled out. And the way that Vet Nation hosts his, the way that Black Dog hosts his, all of us are different. Like, and that's something me and Vet Nation stand on, and Black Dog very hard. My lives are unhinged. We are off the hook, no filter, no holds bars. I'm never going to coddle you. I am not your fucking mama. I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear, but I am going to tell you what you need to hear. And I'm blunt and I'm in your face. Some people do like that. Some people think I am a raging bitch. I'm not built for everybody. I get that. But there's other places they can go. And it shows that.
But you need to follow me so I can go to yours. I want to attend one of those.
Okay, but I am a dumpster fire, and you get too close, you will get burned.
I think we're all damn dumpster fires. I'm just gonna be quite honest with you.
Oh no, Lita, we are. I just throw a little bit of napalm on that bitch.
Lita, like I've said, and I think I've told you this before. When I first came across you in Vet Nations Live, I'm like, who the freak is this lady? But the thing is, seriously, I'm like, okay, but if you take the time to listen to her and listen to what she's saying, and that she's saying it not like she says, not because of what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. And if she's talking to you like that, she truly cares about you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And she loves you.
Lita will never tell you she loves you. She says, "I tolerate you," right? But
exactly. And
everything she says comes from the heart. It comes
Mhm.
directly from a place of 100% sincerity. And that is why I love working with her, because she's going to tell me, hey, no, you don't need to do this. You need to do this, or you're going about it the wrong way, or hey, have you thought about it this way, or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's because she cares, and she cares
Mhm.
about this community, and she cares about where
Yeah.
we're at.
Well, it's
So
like I
I
sent a
do the toleration scale thing, and it is because of boundaries. And it's all of us have our own, to each its own when it comes to the boundaries. And there's no right or wrong to it, because it doesn't matter if I don't like your boundaries. It's not about me, it's about you. What matters to me is if I'm respecting them or not. And that's where
Mhm.
you're going to decide where you place
Right.
me is on
Yeah.
that scale. Um, and I hold 10 toes down to that with everybody. Nobody's freaking immune to it. No matter who you are in my life, you're not immune to it because it's
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
5 years. Oh yeah, I've been following Lita. I heard her say for 5 years for this.
Mhm.
And oh yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh yeah.
You,
well,
you know,
it's like one.
oh, sorry. Go ahead again, James.
No,
It's between me and you, buddy.
no, it's like one morning, Lita was in the shadows on Vets Live, and I said, I need to hear your tagline. It's been a rough morning, and as soon as she popped up, she said her tagline, and it just made the rest of my day.
What
Heck
is your
yeah.
tagline?
Oh God. Good morning, you fucking amazing assholes. Grab your coffee, take your fucking meds, and let's light this damn dumpster fire.
Hell yeah.
There we
Now I
go.
Oh
can
yeah,
sleep at night.
that's it.
There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
That's it.
I'm in Willis's chat on TikTok. You need to invite me to one of yours. I need to show up. I need to show up.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I
there's
think the overall message here, right, and from Sam to Lita to James and even Willis, we're separately we're one voice, right? And I think I've said this probably a ton of times, not 1,000, a ton of times in Vet Nations. We're one voice, and my whole mission is to try to get with as many 22 a day organizations, work with them, because it's going to take an army of us storming the steps of the Capitol, not really storming, quote unquote, all right, but it's going to
No,
take us
Wording.
no.
holding
Wording.
wording. It's going to take us holding some type of rally, and
peaceful
gaining the
rally.
support of Congress, and get a senator's attention or something like that to actually get real change to help curb this 22 a day
Yeah.
pandemic that's really just affecting our active duty and veterans.
And
And that's
outwardly.
Yeah.
right,
And
and
outwardly.
that's kind of how I'm kind of segueing into my 2027 ride. Is I want to get as many 22 a day organizations together. I want us all to go to DC. I want us to hold a big rally peacefully, and I want us to get the attention of someone so that we can make real change, and not just some line in a bill or some paragraph in a bill that's tucked away behind something else because it got in there because somebody made a deal. I want a bill specifically for veterans and active duty mental health awareness.
You just got me
Okay,
banned
you
on
ready?
TikTok, bro.
Right. You ready? I'm
Literally,
gonna throw some numbers
literally,
out
I
there.
got kicked off of TikTok right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my word.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So
Oh,
I'm gonna throw out some numbers, and Black Dog hates when I do this because he's astonished every time. But it's factual and it's what needs to be known. 58 plus is that truer number than the 22 being a figurative number to the day. 7, 14, and 11. Does anybody know what the 7, 14, or 11 stand for?
I have no idea.
7 parents of a 22 a day take their lives a day. 14 spouses a day of the 22 a day take their lives. And 11 children
Oh wow.
of 22 a day will end up taking them up.
Mm.
yeah.
So
That's
it's not just the 22, it's the 22 and beyond. And that's one of my main pushes that I am doing with UE myself. It's why they got their own page called Stars of Honors. And it is testimonials of the children, the spouses, the parents of uh, 22 Day, because we need to start giving them a spotlight. They have every right to be heard. They need to be heard. They should have always been heard. And I'll fucking say it sitting right here. I, as a veteran, have failed them. Us as a veteran community have failed them, because not one time in all my service or thereafter was the brotherhood only about us.
Yeah.
We always stood on the 10 toes down that it's you and your family. We'll always take care of you. Well, that goes beyond the funerals, beyond the memorial days, beyond the days of the year. It's every other fucking day that matters.
And I'll be honest with you, the family, while you're serving, they take a back seat to everything that
100%.
you do as a service member. And so to forget them in that number,
we failed.
Oh, yeah.
We have been failing hardcore with them, and it's not fair, and it's time to change that narrative. And I take my own accountability in that as well. Right now, we are doing a huge Green Star push, and a lot of people don't even know what the Green Star stands for.
I mean, literally, it's on my live on Thursday.
The Green Star stands for the veterans that are the 22 a day and their families. The White Stars are the active duty 22 a day and their families. Everybody really knows more about the Gold Stars, the Blue Star, the Silver Star, which is more of an award, but nobody ever hears about the White Stars or the Green Stars. And I know why, because we don't want to talk about it. Yeah. We don't want to think about it or any of that, because let's be fucking real. We don't want to bleed our hurt or our fucking shitty brains onto our families, because we don't want to hurt them. They're the ones we fought but I got back for.
Yeah.
But if we start hearing their stories and hearing their pain and being real about it, it could really stop some of us from doing it. So let's start giving them the fucking spotlight. We have to hit this from every dynamic. And that's going to be a hard one, but that's the one I am full steam ahead. The Green Star is not nationally recognized. We need to get it pushed in legislation to get it recognized. It has two things up there right now with legislative. It's all in there. But once it's already been denied because it was stuck in a packet that had nothing to do with anything that was military. Like, I don't even know why it was in that bill. But now it's on its own in another one. So we are pushing that with Green Star Families Organization, and a bunch of other wives and spouses and children of that are standing behind it. And that's going to be a big push, because once we can get the symbol recognized federally, that opens up a lot more grants and financial fluidity to them that can get them the therapy and the support and the financial help afterwards. Because I know everybody says, oh, well, everything is covered. The military takes care of you. No, they fucking don't. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't.
Hey, Lita.
Yes.
Hey, later on, I want to get with you, because when I took my trip to DC, I made arrangements to meet one of the South Carolina senators. I have his deputy chief of staff's personal email. So, yeah. I mean, it's a place to start with what you're talking about.
No, definitely. We have two legislators right now, two different states, New Jersey and Kentucky, I believe, have two legislative bills in that are waiting to be heard and all of that. But that's it. Out of 50 states, two. So we really need to get it out there.
I know Team Never Quit is working on some stuff out in Texas. I talked with one of their people, and I know that they said they're working on some stuff there in Texas. So,
I mean, it's really on us as the veteran community to start making a fucking noise about it.
Yeah,
we're the only ones that can change anything. For us, we really are. Yes, we want the support of the civilians and everybody outside us, but it's not nobody's gonna just up and do it. We have to make the noise. We have to be the voice.
Yeah.
We have to stand with our veteran creed and our brotherhood and our oath, and really take care of these families.
So I did get TikTok back up and running, and Cooper said, "That's my purse with 3 hearts."
That's my purse. Yes.
Willis, I will. Much love for you, brother. I'm sorry.
No. Look, there's the hearts, man. I like it.
What's up with the hearts, Mimi?
Yeah, you just.
How did you do that?
What did you do?
I don't know. That's all I did.
See,
That's all
mine
I
won't do it because I don't hurt nobody. I just tolerate.
did.
I'm not doing it either. What the heck?
Right. And,
My
and
Well,
and
I heart one person.
to go off what Lita was saying, we've got to make a stand. And it's not just about the veterans, it's about the families too. We've all heard, if we've been in Vet Nations, we've heard Samantha Bassett's story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So funny story on how my whole organization got started. I won't go too far into it, but I was thinking about just starting a ride, just doing a ride. And then I heard Samantha's story, and that is
Hmm.
what pushed me over the edge to go, no, I've got to do something better. I've got to do something bigger, because these families are left financially sometimes ruined
Oh yeah.
because of this event, and there's nothing to help them. And
Yeah.
until there's legislation in place and stuff like that to help the veterans and the families, it's going to
Yeah.
continue to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard a lot of people that are like, well, it's just a symbol. Like, why are you pushing so hard? Because that symbol brings so much behind it.
Yeah.
Right.
It brings so much behind it, and they deserve it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Amen. 100%
And
on that.
honestly,
Yeah.
as veterans, think about it. Our biggest loss when we got out, no matter what it looked like getting out, what was our biggest loss?
Identity.
Camaraderie,
Purpose.
the family, the brotherhood, completely being physically separated to making it feel that we were mentally separated as well and completely alone.
Hey,
It
speaking
is the
of,
same thing for these wives and husbands. They
There's
feel
Green Star right
completely
there.
separated from us.
you see who just came in the chat? Speak
No.
of them. They kept Green Star Families
Great
of
Star
America.
families. I was just talking about you.
I
But
actually
yeah,
just
so
caught his podcast that he did with Veteran Trash Talk, and
mm,
amazing work he's doing, honestly.
no, he really is.
Well,
And
we'll
he's
have to
also
get
on
him.
the website. And I'm gonna actually, that's my rest of the work for this week, is getting him and his whole thing on the honors page.
Yeah, definitely. So Green Star,
Mhm.
shoot me an email at homefrontsitrep@gmail.com, and I'll get you on the podcast. We are booked out to June, so that's where we're booking it now. So shoot me an email. I'll get you on the podcast, because I definitely think the mission is well worthy of spotlighting. JJ, maybe that's a
Yes.
guest for you as well.
I agree. And if there are any business owners that are veterans listening in here, please, JJ at victoryleadershipcoaching.com. I would love to talk to you. Please come on my podcast, join my community. I have a veterpreneurs community, and I'd like to learn how to do that on Discord too. So maybe I'll have to talk
Oh,
to
I got you.
Lita
I got
again.
you.
Yeah. Discord is a new
No,
world.
honestly, JJ, let's link up after this, and I'll get you on my website, and then I'll make connections with you and all the businesses and organizations, and let's start funneling
Yeah.
everybody and sharing everybody out.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
Lita, like you on TikTok. You're that connection on TikTok. You're that go-to person, that Rolodex.
The veteran thread.
That's what I am on podcasting. I like making connections. I've made connections for pretty much everybody on here. Well, except for Stalls, which I'm working on that. JJ, I've made some connections with him. Lita, you're your own connection. So. But
well, and I have a
Just
bunch
me.
of people on LinkedIn. I mean, if anybody connects with me on LinkedIn and wants to talk to somebody that I know, all you got to do is say the word.
yeah, and if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, then you can get. If you are connected with me on LinkedIn, then you can get connected with JJ there. So, but anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure to have you guys on here. I know Reese Across America says I got to cut it off before an hour and a half, so I'm gonna drop you guys down to the background and end up the show. If you want to hang around. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow morning at 6:15 in the morning. So it's up to you guys. But thank you guys for coming on here and talking about your missions and what you're doing in the community on TikTok. So
Thank you.
Thanks, Willis.
Hey, you're very, very welcome.
Thanks, Willis.
Hey, you're welcome. Guys, it's that time of night. Unfortunately, Gunny's not here, so it's all on me. Hey, listen, you're not alone. There's somebody around the corner that wants you to show up tomorrow. So you are not alone, okay? Everybody, we love you. You are loved. You're not alone. Hashtag be somebody stranger. We talk about this all the time, man. We as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones that we love the most. So be somebody stranger today. Just go up to them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And if they say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm hanging in there. I'm living a dream," then that's where you ask the next hard question. "Hey, how are you really doing?" Look them in their eyes and say, "Hey, how you really doing?" That's where the healing starts, when you ask the next hard question. Homefront Sitrep is on Reese Across America radios. You can find us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. The link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, reaseacrossamerica.org/radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or the Audacity app, and search the word Wreath, and then you can find Homefront Sitrep on there on Thursday nights at 11. But it's that time of night, my friends. Who just made a comment? There we go. So it's that time of night, my friends. Stay safe out there. We got your 6. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.